Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting episode of the Founders Insight Live series. I'm your host Oluwole Omojofodun, the lead business consultant at Oluwole Consult, where we help businesses grow and thrive with innovative strategies and insights. Today we have a very special guest joining us, a visionary entrepreneur who has made some significant strides in their industry. As you know, our mission here is to dive deep into the journeys of founders, uncovering their stories behind their struggles, their success, the challenges they are facing, and the valuable lessons they've learned along the way, and what they are also doing at the moment. Our guest today is no exception. He is Musa Jeremiah, the founder and CEO of Jeshamis Venture. We're going to explore everything from their early inspirations and the hurdles to their strategies that drive the business and what the future holds for their industry. I'm thrilled to have Jeremiah with us today, and I know you are going to find this conversation as insightful and inspiring as I do. So without much further ado, let's dive right into the conversation. Welcome to the show. I'm very happy and excited to have you here.
Program is mainly to talk with entrepreneurs, to talk with business owners, and see some of the things they are working on, what they are doing in their space, how they are moving entrepreneurship forward in Nigeria, what we can learn from them, their initial challenge and all that. So mainly we talk with small business owners, like businesses that are growing, and then to see some of these things, talk about business. It's just like one-on-one chat, like we talked that time while we are still in Abuja. So just what the program is all about, right? So today we have our guest is right here. His name is Musa Jeremiah. He's going to introduce himself, and we're going to hear from him. So, sir, can you go ahead and tell us about yourself? Who are you and what you do? Just a brief introduction of yourself.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Musa. I'm the founder and CEO of Jashan Ventures, which is based in Gombe. I'm from Gombe too. What we actually doing in Jashan Ventures is we produce and supply plain t-shirts, face caps, and we also do customization for
Okay.
face caps, t-shirts, mugs, and all forms of souvenirs. We also offer general printing services actually.
That is very, very good. From all what you've told us now, at least we've understand where your business is at, and then some of the things that your business have been doing, and also. So right now we are diving into this interview. Just like I said the other time, this is going to be like one-on-one talk. Like we are discussing, we are just talking about our business and stuff. But I'm just going to be asking some little questions so that we're able to, flow along together. So first is that I want to ask that I put them here that who are your target customers? Like who are the set of people that your business targets, and then how are you reaching them? First, let's talk about your target customer base. Then before we now talk about how you are trying to reach them.
Okay. Actually, our target customers are actually, let me say, it's just general market. But for instance, most of the times you find out people that have the needs for this stuff. Actually for the aspect of the plain t-shirts and face caps, polos, and all those things, they are just normal casual wears that everyone can wear most of them during leisure and all those stuff. Then when it comes to customize, mostly it has to do with a purpose before people customize clothes. Like, well, some do it for fashion, but some is actually okay. Maybe when there is a program, when there is a show, and birthdays, celebrations, and we also do sportswear
Okay.
and customized sportswear. So for the sportswear, our target market is basically secondary schools who use it as their games wears, secondary primary schools. So they are basically our target market for sportswear. And for jackets, there is this jackets that we do. It has become a trend now. Most people use jackets as, say, they call it graduation jackets. So mostly we
Yes.
target people higher institutions that are finishing. So they are the ones that mostly patronize us when it comes to jacket and hoodies. So this is basically our target market actually.
Okay. How about all these set of people now? Because we see that your target market is kind of broad, right? It's just like you said, mainly general market, right? To a lot of groups are right there. So for these particular groups now, how do you segment them, and then how do you reach out to this your target market in Gombe and also across Nigeria?
Actually, our major strength has been social media because I think even before we have a physical shop, we had a Facebook page where we advertise our products, and that's basically where I would say 70 to 80% of our customers come from. We take advantage of the sponsored posts that you'll be able to reach a wider range of audience. You understand?
Okay.
So mostly advertise our work, we advertise the food we do after every print, after every work, we snap pictures, we send it online, we advertise. Then probably some that comes through referral. Maybe when you do work for this one will tell this one, or when someone needs something like that, they will refer him. Basically, I think social media online has been our major strength when it comes to reaching our customers.
Okay, that is very, very good, right? Making effective use of social media to boost our business, at least it's something that is plausible and goes a long way in helping us to promote and advertise our goods. But now, taking it from some of the lessons we've gotten, right, regarding entrepreneurship, regarding target audience and all that, do you think that having a particular segment that your business is working with will not be good for the business? Like just only choosing a particular set of segment uh, for your business? Oops. Hello, hope you get my question.
So there was a break. Let's
Okay, let me go over it again. So I said, looking at all the lessons of entrepreneurship that we've been getting, right? Some of them, a lot of things right there about selecting or choosing target markets, segmenting on the type of market. So I want to ask that, do you think if you select and focus on only a specific target customer or target audience, do you think it won't be good for your business, or instead of having to target the general market?
Well, they all have their advantages and disadvantages actually, and it basically depends on the particular line of business that you're into. There are
Okay.
certain business specialized, you understand. So it's just target a particular set of people. So you have to work within the cycle of those people that your services actually reach out to. Then there are businesses that is broad, is wide. Like, sometimes when the pool is bigger, then chances of getting potential customers is higher. So in some instance, when you limit yourself to say, okay, you're targeting only a particular set of people, or probably you're targeting only a particular geographical area, you understand? So you are limiting your, but most of the times for a start, you have to really build on where you basically have strength. Then as you grow, then you begin to widen your scope. I think that should be the best way to go about it.
Oh, okay, okay. That is okay. Now, let's now look at another issue. Like since earlier around last year, a lot of things have been happening. In the country, starting from the removal of fuel subsidy and a lot of other things. So, this has caused a lot of businesses to shut down. Some are struggling right now. So the fuel now in my place right there, a liter is 900 naira. So I don't know how much it will be at your place and the cost of some other products right there. So how are these things affecting the business? Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
So I want to ask that how is the economy affecting the business unlike when the subsidy has not been removed comparing that time with the reality of now, the subsidy, the exchange rate and a lot of other things that is happening right now.
Well, the reality is the situation is affecting almost every aspect of our economy negatively. That's just the reality. Because okay, just take a look at it. It has brought a increase in, it goes with fuel price. That's what we basically use for transporting goods. It increased the cost of transportation. So definitely cost of transportation has increased. Withdrawal of subsidy for electricity. Most of the times, what we use for production is electricity. So it has increased the cost of product. So price of goods continue to go up. The exchange rate is going up. And basically, when you look at it, most of the things that we use in this country are imported. Like more especially in my line of business, machineries and everything, none is produced here. So you buy them exchange rate with price of exchange rate, you will tend to see that you will not be able to buy some of the things that you can easily afford, and that has increased the cost of goods actually, and that's people are struggling. It's not as if people have money in their hands, then price of things is increasing. So people now are just going with the basic necessities of life. So if your business actually, the people are struggling to feed. So I think if your business is not even food now, then you are in for a serious problem because people are just trying to survive. Talk more of going for things that are extra. You understand? So what happened
Yeah,
is price
yeah.
of things has increased, patronage has decreased because of the situation, the economic situation. So it's really a challenging situation for us.
Okay. Now, still talking about this, you mentioned the other time that the current situation in the country affects the cost of production. So now let's now look at this in this light. That cost of production with your customer base, some of them will just be like, the cost of transportation, looking at a lot of other factors. So in that one, what strategy are you able to use to ensure that customers are still knocking at the door, even though in the with what is going on right now, that cost of production is high up there. So, what strategy do you put in place to ensure that the flow of customers and interactions and stuff like that are still going in place?
Well, the reality is there is little you can do when it comes to these things because, like I said, when people don't have money, you don't force them. If they can't buy what they can't afford, that's just the reality. But in our own ends, I think some of the measures that we took, like there are some things that okay, what we do is we try to give options. You understand? Like for instance, when it comes to t-shirts are in different qualities. You understand? So basically we tend to show, okay, these are the qualities that it's not as if they are that bad, but you can still afford them and it will still serve the purpose which you want to do. You understand? So we give options for everyone so that you can do what you can actually afford. And also we try to see how we can start producing on our own. Maybe it will reduce the cost of buying the imported stuff and all that. You understand? So I think we make a move to start producing t-shirts because of, okay, we thought maybe the when we produce here the cost will not be as much as when you buy the imported ones given the exchange rate and all that. But when we started, the difference was not that much. Why? Because there are no industries here that produce textile, the raw materials that you use to production and whatever, they are still imported. So it's still affecting the price of the thing, you understand? But in some way, we are still brainstorming and seeing how best we can do. The only thing we try to do is anyone that comes, we make sure we do what is good for you, and we don't really look for charge like high like that. We try as much as possible to charge what is minimal and what everyone we feel can afford for that particular line of product actually.
All right, that is very nice. It's difficult without having ways.
When I think we try to pay 50% of the way bill lately so that it doesn't discourage people from a distance from buying.
Oh, that is really something. You help customers to pay 50% of the
So
way billing.
50% of the way bill, given the number of goods that you buy. Most of the time,
Okay, that
sometimes you argue with people in the past. In order for the weight not to be much on the buyer, you just pay a certain percentage of the way bill price so that at least it will be affordable for.
okay. Now, apart from Gombe, which you mentioned that maybe 70% of your customers are there. What other states in Nigeria do you supply? Do you have customer base in apart from the Gombe state?
I think we we basically supply everywhere. Like just like I told you, we have that online presence. We use the take advantage of the sponsored post. So anywhere the person is, once you order, we deliver to you. And for our sportswears, I think so far we have schools that we produce sportswears for in Adamawa, we have in Bauchi, we have in Abuja, we have in which state again? We have Taraba currently. I think these are the states that we have
Yep.
schools that we are producing school sportswears so far. So we are doing
Okay.
all we can expand beyond. Like okay, for now we are trying to basically target the northeastern state. Actually, Gombe is just like the center of the northeast. Is a hub, like it connects all the northeastern states together. So for now we are trying to target the northeastern states. Like okay, within Gombe here itself, we there was a time we embarked on the sportswear tour, go to schools from different local governments, showing them okay, this is our sportswear, giving them samples. I think during that tour, the first tour we did, we are still planning for the second. The first tour we did, I think we visited around 10 schools. And I think among these 10 to 12 schools, we are producing for like 8 now. So I think the tour thing is something that will really work. But we haven't planned for
You've
tour
reached
outside of
contact.
state yet because it that resources and planning and those stuff. You understand? So this is one of the strategy we intend to use in spreading our product around. For now, we are targeting the northeastern states. Even in the sponsored post, most of the times we target basically northeastern states. I think the state outside the northeast that we usually include is Kaduna and Abuja.
Mm,
That's
no.
positive.
All right. That is very good. Now, let's now look at the finance aspect. So the finance aspect. Now, this is one of the questions that I used to ask. Most of my guests, and the question is the business investable? Like, let's say, we have someone that wants to invest, right? Like, they want to know how you are doing financially. And you also mentioned it right before earlier in this show that you try to give to customers what they can afford, like different kind of product, right? So now, is it how investable is the business is, right? Do you have some other funders? Like, let's say someone wants to invest for equity now, so they will first want to know that is it investable? Is the business sustainable in that way? Is it making enough to run things by itself, or what is the current state of the business?
The business is investable given the period in which we started, how we started, and the position that we are in actually. has been massive progress, not even as we expect. What have been supposed to, you understand? And when it comes to investment, it's actually a sole proprietorship business. You understand? So when it comes to investment and APC and all these things, there are things that you don't just even if the business is investable, it's not something that you allow people to just come in like that. You understand? It's something that you have to really take your time, analyze, understand the terms, understand how it works. You understand all these things because most of the times when it comes to investment, people don't really sit down to understand how it works. People are just excited that money is coming into the business without even understanding the actual terms and condition. You understand? Most of the time, this by the is not business has to reach a certain level of maturity before you start allowing investors to come in. You understand? When you have the right counsel, you have basically we are people that we don't really have. We just woke up, started on our own, struggling. Understand? It's not as if you have proper guidance and mentorship. People tell you how it works in the industry and all those stuff. You understand? So
Okay.
for now, we are not open for investment. You understand? We are just trying to see. Okay, let's try to set a solid foundation so that whatever it is that is coming, we will know how to handle all those. We want to get like real time industry experience first, how these things work before. But I can
Yeah.
tell you the business is stable and it has a lot of potential of growth.
Okay. Now, before we go, we only have two questions right there. So now, what do you think about entrepreneurship in Nigeria? A lot of our colleagues they will like, I know it's not easy, even in Nigeria or in anywhere, right? This kind of things are kind of stuff that are hard a little bit. So, but in Nigeria now, looking at these things, you've been in this business, you've attended programs and been a part of some grants or might even win some. So what do you think about the entrepreneurship space for small business owner in Nigeria? What is it like to you in your perspective? And how do you think this could improve on individual basis? And lastly, okay, let's talk about this before we talk about the last one. Your
Okay,
thought
like
about Nigeria.
my thought about entrepreneurship here actually is just the normal saying it's not easy and all that. Yeah, it's not easy. And actually there are no much policy that are in place that will help upcoming entrepreneurs or small and medium scale enterprises to thrive easily. And actually, when you even look at the way things are done here, you understand there is no level playing ground for all. Ideally, let me just give an instance. When for instance, government has a program or government wants to give contract, you understand? Ideally, they are
Yes.
supposed to call for people to do bidding. You understand? Everybody will give a proposal, then they go through it, then they pick the best. You understand? Or the one that goes best with what they actually want. But in reality, that's not what is done here. They already have people that they give these things to. You understand? So you as a young entrepreneur coming up, you don't have the chances of getting such type of contracts. And actually, these are the type of contracts that will boost you. So at the end of the day, it's just the strong people that are getting stronger. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I get it. Yes.
So at the end of the day, they just have a particular people that they are giving. So it's just those people that get all these things. And like I said, our economy, our situation here, like before you can get funding, it's not something that is that easy. So most basically, I think there are a lot of people with great ideas, but how to put it into reality, how to get funds to start, and all that has been a very difficult and challenging task because even for me, sometimes some of these things I don't even know how they happened, how we have some of the things that we have now. I just know it's just God doing his things. So basically, if there are institutions, if there are policies that protects the small and medium enterprises, if there are loans, because even when it comes to loan, like okay, there were a lot of SME loans that happened in the last administration, but before you can, it was not that transparent. That sometimes the people that actually got the loan, they are not people that actually need it. You understand? So all these things are part of the challenge that we experience here. And another thing is this, okay, I don't know, maybe because we are overpopulated in this country. So everybody is
Eh,
trying to survive. So even businesses, there is this form of unhealthy competition that is virtually in every business now. People are crowding out now. Almost every household, you will see that there is this daughter that is baking and all these things. You understand? So at the end of the day, you will find out that it's not really a profitable venture again. You understand? So given our number, people, and most of the times, what happens is people are not really that creative. You understand? Until they see you doing something, they just jump into it too.
just
I
copy.
don't know. They just copy. People want to start business, but they don't sit down to really come up with, okay, what's unique something am I going to bring into the market? They just look, okay, see, this one is doing this thing. It's like it's paying. Everybody now rush to it, and at the end of the day, you people are crowded in the market, and nobody is getting anything. Nobody is growing. So it's part of the things that are actually challenging, actually, for us around here.
Okay, that is really really something. Now, lastly, how do you think government now, being an entrepreneur now, you are taking the risks of doing your business. We are not saying that we actually, it's something that must be. You've been doing your business even though without minding anyone and just trying to survive and surviving and thriving doing it. But yet, how do you think the government can help entrepreneur in Nigeria? Just looking like some other countries, like I read a lot of things about how China got to be developed, and even though at some other country, we see a lot of things that their government there is doing for entrepreneurs, giving them a breathable space and giving them some of the things that will make them to be sustainable and be developed, just like you mentioned. So, what are the things that you think the government can start doing to ensure that entrepreneurship really grow? Because entrepreneurs, small business owners like yourself and other people out there are the one driving the GDP. So if there are no entrepreneurs, then we are not going to have any domestic product and nothing to show for that. So how do you think the government can actually help in driving entrepreneur and small business ventures in Nigeria? What can they start doing? How can they do this thing? What are the suggestions that you'll be having for them?
Well, it's just like what I started saying earlier, is mostly where government can actually come in terms of favorable policies that actually help those industries to actually grow, that giving a level playing ground for everyone to come in and do business. And I think basically, and another challenging thing, is issue of security. Business doesn't have their security challenges. You understand? Now, like, okay, for the last 2 weeks, haven't been able to do sportswear production because of the protests that happened. So we buy the materials from Abba, so goods are now coming in because even the travelers are scared. The drivers, nobody wants to enter road because he doesn't know what will happen and all that.
Yeah.
So you see, all these type of scenarios, all these type of situations are part of the things that are killing businesses. You understand? So if government will create an enabling environment. You understand? There is security, there is electricity. You understand? These are the basic things that people actually need. Transportation is very key for every business. Just like I told you, the issue of this cost of way bill, if there is a way, you understand, there will be an organized system whereby young entrepreneurs can send goods to every part of this country at a very subsidized rate. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. Because
Yes, yes,
sometimes as you will see, okay, someone in Lagos, he actually likes what you're doing, he actually needs your product, you understand? But by the time he wants to buy, when you calculate with the cost of way bill and everything, then it's really on a high, you understand? Some people don't even have a physical shop, some people just do their businesses online, you understand? And basically, what will help them is when this cost of way bill is affordable for everyone, that you can be able to send your goods. You can just be at the comfort of your own. People will order and you send them, and it's still affordable and obtainable. You understand? So I
yes,
think all these there are policies, if there is system that works that aids all these things, they actually know what the small and medium enterprises need. You understand? Sometimes it's not even about the funding alone. Sometimes, most of the times, business, most of the times people just say it's capital. It's not always that the problem is capital. You understand? If if there are, let me say, institutions, there in some places, you understand, you have all these entrepreneurship development institutes that mentor and guide people in business and all those aspects. You understand? So with the right mentorship, the right counsel, you find out that people can really come together, form what they can form, and start whatever venture. People would like minds, people would like interests. You understand? Okay, let's
yes,
assume all of you want to start this type of business. By the time this one, here basically almost everybody starting a business is starting as as a sole proprietor. That's not the only form of business startups. You understand? But when you look at it around here, we don't even understand how this partnership of a team work.
yes, yes,
People have the knowledge of how partnership works, whereby people come together with like-mind interests. People who have interest in the same line of business, okay, they come together, channel their energy, they join funds and all that. You understand? By the time, okay, when you have 10 people bringing in funds, you find out that it can really start something, and growing, it can grow to a very much bigger business that is sustainable for all of the 10 that started. But we don't even
yes,
have good knowledge of all these things, you understand? And even they said they are teaching entrepreneurship in the higher institutions, in schools and all. They are not actually teaching people entrepreneurship. They are just teaching people theories, just what is entrepreneurship, all those English language. They are not teaching people real practical things that you can actually do.
yes,
Just take example of this. What are they calling it? Said in NYSC. They will just come with some things like that. It's not actually like most of the times the way things that are done in this country. You will find out, okay, the blueprint is good, the ideas are good, but when it comes to the implementation, they are not doing actually the real thing that they write. Sometimes when you look at all those programs, you understand, when you read the way they were planned, you know that this is something that can actually yield result. But when it comes to implementation, you find out that people just do it anyhow, and nobody is checking on all these things how they are done. So
yes,
I
yes.
think
That's
people
something.
just our government has to do better. Even us as individuals, we have to do better, because even us, we have our own issues. You understand? And one thing me, I believe, I'm not trying to discourage anyone, you understand. But sometimes entrepreneurship is not for everyone.
Of course.
Um, so some people are actually meant to work for some people, and they're very successful too. You understand? Not everyone must start a business. Not everyone must say, okay, you must start a business venture. You can actually come join a one that is thriving and you grow together. You understand? But by the time everyone wants to start, that's why I'm telling you there is so much crowding in most of the businesses. You understand? And most people just go into the business because okay, they don't have anything doing and all that, and you find out that okay, and sometimes you see people jumping from one business to the other. At the end of the day, it's like they don't know what they are doing. All those things, I think, they are not actually things that actually work. In fact, for you to start a business, one of the key things that you should be a business the idea that has the potential of growth. You understand, in
Yeah.
terms of the value chain and everything. Some businesses, okay, when you start them today, maybe okay, when you are alone or at the age that you are for the things that you need, you see that it's spending for all those things. But by the time you begin to go and life begins to go hard and responsibilities begin to pile up, you find out that the business is not growing with you. So
Yeah.
you find out that okay, like the business is no longer working because it's not generating what you need. Or at the end of the day, you find out that you have finished the capital. So since from the onset, you didn't really actually start what can actually grow, you understand? So you should actually start a business that okay, that you think okay, by so period, I think this business must have been generating this, so it will go in line with my needs as I grow, the business is growing too. Not
Mm.
just start anything because it's fetching small stipend now that you feel, you understand. So
Mm.
most of the times people, you see people jumping from one business to the other, one business to the other, and at the end of the day it's too late. They will be like, okay, they don't know what they are doing, or business is not thriving. Sometimes it's not really the business, it's the person that is actually running the business. You understand? So, like I said, sometimes we just have to look in depth into these things. There are things that is our own fault, and there are things that I think government will do. But one thing I believe is this: as long as there are people doing it and they are thriving in the same environment, so I can do it and thrive too. So that's just one thing I
Yeah, that is the belief, that is the thought.
believe.
Because we've seen a lot of people that grew from environment that are even more hostile than what we are right now. So thank you so much. We've actually come to the end of the program. But before we go, I want you to, talk about your business again because I'm going to post and share this video across my social media channels. You can talk about your business again, share your address, share how to contact you, and every other thing regarding your business so that we end the session.
Okay. Just like I said, what we basically do at Jashanbi's Ventures is we produce and supply plain and customized t-shirts, face caps, sportswears, jerseys. We make jerseys for clubs, football, local football clubs. We make sportswears. We make produce graduation jackets, hoodies, and everything that you can think of when it comes to clothing branding. We are in. We make branded t-shirts, umbrellas for people, for brands, different brands. Clothing has been a way of promoting your business too, when it carries your name and all that, and it gives your business that corporate look. You understand? So it's
Mm.
something that every brand, if you really want to grow your brand, is something that you actually need to uh, actually carry your business and showcase your business and all. So that's what we basically do. We are based in Gombe. Shop is number B216 Naples Plaza, Gombe, actually. So we have our Facebook page, Jashanbi's Ventures. We have Jashanbi, that should be the username for the Facebook. All the social media channels, our username is there at Jashanbi's. So that's where you can get our contacts and every detail that you need.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Jeremiah, for accepting to be in this interview, this session. It's really nice talking with you about your business. We learned a lot. I learned some strategies, especially that part that you said that you are helping your customers to pay for part of their delivery fee so that it will not discourage them from taking that business away. So thank you. We've come to the end of the session. It's been wonderful. So everyone, this is Mr. Jeremiah we have on the program right here. He's an entrepreneur. He's striving and he's doing what he could to promote entrepreneurship in Nigeria. So this video will be available for for watching again if anyone wants, and we are going to share it across our social media so that people out there, regulators, other entrepreneurs, investors, will be able to see that Yashambi's Ventures is a business that is thriving and is investable. So thank you as we end the session. So all right, sir. That is the end of the session for today.